what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Drinks with Johnny, where I have some very special guests on this one. We got Jared and Duddy of the Dirty Heads.
Baby, you can lay me down.
Thanks for being here, bros.
Yeah!
So Duddy over here has a really good recipe for Manhattans, and I wanted to compare mine to yours today.
Yeah.
So let's just get started here and go through my Manhattan, and then we'll get to yours. Be careful.
I know. Sorry.
All right, now as you know probably, the typical Manhattan is very simple. You got some whiskey, you got some sweet vermouth, you got some bitters, you got some Marciano cherries.
What would you call it, Daddy? Vermouth?
Vermouth.
No.
Awesome.
I always say it wrong and they always fucking laugh at me.
For a Manhattan guy.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
say a lot of things wrong.
Well, the funny thing is you can change up the vermouth and you can change up all this stuff. That's the great thing about a Manhattan. But it turns it into a different drink. Like it's not a traditional Manhattan once you change these things out. Mine is not going to be super traditional either. I'm going to start with the traditional base and I got something special for you guys.
He did double snaps to finger guns.
You know that means shit's gonna
happen.
it's gonna get real. All right, so we're gonna do a 2-ounce pour of rye whiskey with a very shaky hand because that's what I do.
Because you haven't had
I have
enough.
Nope, I haven't had
juice
enough
today.
yet.
After this
And
cocktail.
I get a little extra. I give it a little bit extra on it. We got the red vermouth, sweet. So traditionally you're gonna do an ounce on that, but I'm not the biggest vermouth fan, so I would drop it down to about 0.75.
What's up with this Basil Hayden's?
This one's a dark rye. So Duddy told me he wanted Basil Hayden. Funny story, I didn't know what the fuck Basil Hayden was. I thought it was the brand of vermouth he wanted.
So this is your jam.
Yeah, one of the best Manhattans I ever had, I remember,
This was Basil Hayden.
with Basil Hayden.
Dark rye. So there's
No,
different-
it's not dark rye. Just
Okay.
right.
This one's for me.
Yes.
I saw it and I was like, I want to try it and see what the difference is.
Yeah.
So also thank you for being here and doing a Manhattan because it's one of my favorite drinks too.
Oh,
I
nice.
never really knew how to make a proper one.
Yeah.
So through trials and everything, I got to do something really cool and I just love it. So it's pretty awesome.
They are delicious.
So what we're gonna do here next is just some aromatic old-fashioned bitters. Nothing special. We're gonna do 2 dashes. And then we're gonna move on. This is where the first time that I get a little off from a traditional Manhattan. I'm gonna take orange bitters and just throw a dash of that in there. And then we're gonna add ice. So you're gonna stir for about 30 to 45 seconds on it. The idea is just to get a little dilution and obviously chill the drink. Then we're gonna go for a quick pour here. Nothing to that, that's the easiest part. And then we're gonna bring it in over here. And this is where I go a little off and I make a smoked Manhattan. All right, so we throw this in the smoker right back here.
Look at that guy.
Wait, that's a, oh!
So you got this little contraption. You're gonna put cherry flavored wood chips because, we're already gonna put cherries in it. It's a Manhattan, right?
This is great. I'm fucking excited about
and it's
this.
just like packing a bowl, actually. You put the chips in right over here, and then you're gonna turn this on. That's gonna act as like a suction thing. You hit it with a lighter. And then you're just gonna let it fill up for about 30, 45 seconds. And then once we do that, I'm gonna turn that off and you're gonna let it sit for about anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes to really get the smoke on the drink. Anything past 5 minutes though, you're just overkill. It's not really adding anything, I've found anyway. And then, especially if you have a drink in there it's already on the rocks, you don't really wanna be letting it sit there and let the ice kind of dilute the drink even more. It's probably smarter to add the ice after if you're gonna have that kind of drink, but Manhattans we serve up, we don't put them on the rocks, so this one will work out just fine. In the meantime, where was that first experience with a Manhattan that turned you on to them?
I don't exactly remember where exactly it was, but it was as I was getting older and I started, liking to go out to nicer restaurants and things like that. And it was like, I'm not gonna go, I didn't want to order give me a Jack and Coke, It was like, I gotta find an actual drink. So I started trying a bunch of different cocktails every time I'd go to restaurants. So I was like, I need to find my cocktail. I need to find my new cocktail. And I got a Manhattan one day and I remember just being like, there it is. I got into the martinis for a bit because I was like, okay, this is good. I like this. And then someone told me, oh, you might like Manhattan, or do you like bourbons at all? And I was like, yeah, I actually love it. And they're like, then you might like Manhattans. It's pretty much like a whiskey martini almost.
Yeah.
Got a Manhattan
Do you remember where you were, city at all, or were you local, or
Honestly,
were you out
I
on the
think it
road?
might have even been. Oh, you know what I think it was? I think it was at Captain Jack's.
Oh, dude, I love Captain
Yeah,
Jack's.
and
Dude, that's
That's where
Yeah,
you should
my
have them
spot.
at.
Yeah,
It
that
should
makes
be
sense,
dark.
man.
There should be booths.
Yeah.
Dark booths.
I was gonna say, I feel like I was
like
with
old
my
school
wife,
spot.
so I was probably local, and because I remember like being like, "Oh, babe, we're in trouble. I think I found it." And it was at Captain Jack's. And speaking of Captain Jack's, they make a great fucking Manhattan.
They do. They make great martinis too.
Yeah,
They just
totally.
really do. That's actually been a spot for me and my wife for years. Like, we try and mix it up on Valentine's Day, but usually we're like, it's fucking Valentine's Day. We don't really care that much.
Yeah.
But we're like, all right, we got to go somewhere though. And we always end up going to Captain Jack's like every year. It's like it's go-to. The fucking crab legs and the prime rib. You can't.
It's insane.
fucking beat it.
You
It's
can't
insane.
beat it. Like obviously you've been everywhere.
Yeah.
We've been everywhere. You get to the East Coast, crab legs. Everybody talks shit about how good their crab legs are. You get to Boston, all these places. You get to the West Coast, go to Washington, all that shit. Captain Jack's, dude. I feel like Captain Jack's has been there for so fucking long, and that family or whoever owns it has such a good, reputation and a good
Jack Haley,
relationship.
the
Right?
ex-Laker
So I
Jack
feel
Haley.
like he's getting like first pick.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're like, oh, we're gonna save the best of the crab first to go to Captain Jack's, and then everybody else can buy from there.
Obviously,
I swear to fucking God.
Obviously, Jack
I've never
Haley
had better crab
isn't
legs.
running it anymore because he's passed.
Okay,
But I think
know
the
nothing.
family still owns it, and actually a friend of one of Lacey's best friends' family is like the management now there.
Okay, nice.
So we get a little bit of a hookup. All right, I think we're probably pretty good on this. We're gonna pull it out. You're gonna see this wonderful smoke come off of it.
I want to like catch a lizard, put it in there, and then actually put weed in the thing.
Oh, dude, you could do that. I mean, like I said, you saw it. It's
Spiders.
literally like lighting up a
Yeah,
bowl.
let's see which creature has the highest tolerance.
Then we're gonna drop the Marciano cherries right in here. I like to like kind of swirl it in there a little bit, get a little syrup going. And then here you go. Try it out for me, bud. Tell me
Thank
what
you, brother. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Johnny's Smoked Manhattan.
Johnny Smoked Manhattan.
That sounds good. If you throw Johnny's in front of anything.
That is nice.
What do you think?
It's great. As you put the glass to your mouth, you get that nice whiff of the smoke.
Oh,
and it's
for
like,
sure.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
So is it Duddy approved?
This is really good. I don't even want to make one now after this. 'Cause-
No, you got it,
Yeah,
man.
oh, yeah, no,
I gotta
I'm in.
see what you do with the orange and everything.
yeah.
So cool. Let's switch spots here then.
Do it. I'll make you one.
Yeah, why don't you make me one? What do you need from me?
What's the difference between a bourbon and a whiskey?
Where it's made.
Where's bourbon made?
Bourbon is Kentucky, along the Kentucky River.
Okay.
Same way as like wine and or a sparkling white and champagne.
Yeah.
All that kind of shit. The ice is right
So
there,
it's just
dude.
the region.
Right here?
Yep.
I was looking for somewhere to, I'll get into it. I'm gonna chill your glass.
You know what's funny is I thought about doing that and I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't want
you
to keep
thought
you
about
guys.
doing it
I
after he
thought
said
about
it.
it after he said it. I was like, that's a good idea. I should have done that. Fuck Duddy.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right.
Get into it.
I'm a little nervous because I just watched him smoke this, and it was pretty.
How is
pretty
it
good.
for? Be 100% honest.
Honestly,
Not gonna
man,
try.
if I went to a bar or a
I've
nice
watched
restaurant,
this man drink a lot of Manhattans
Yeah, yeah.
and rate a lot of Manhattans.
Oh, yeah.
I'd get enjoyment out of him rating Manhattans, and I feel like the best one you ever had was in a really like a spot you would not think of.
Where was the best one you ever had?
I was trying to think of this because I knew this was going to get asked, and maybe you can help me. Because where was it that after the show there was like kind of like a cool little, not a speakeasy, but like a very cool like loungy bar that was like almost undergroundish, like from where our bus was. And they were closed, but they said, hey, if you guys want to come down and hang out for
I
a
know
bit.
exactly what you're talking about.
Where was that?
Oh boy. The dressing room is upstairs. It's fucking old, but it has steam rooms in it, and it has the game room
Oh,
with
the
the
steam
pool.
room. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's a. Remember we stayed there on the day off, and there was the bike race around the
Yeah.
park. It was one of those spots. It was actually that spot.
I want to say it's like East Coasty, like
it's more
Carol-
south. It's more
Yeah.
southeast-ish.
Yeah.
And it's
It's not like Iowa somewhere. I
no.
feel like there's. See, I'm
Matt
going
would
off
know.
of the venues that I've seen. I've definitely seen
This
a
is
few
terrible.
with the
Our
steam
drummer
rooms
would
in
know.
it.
Our drummer remembers every.
The drummer doesn't.
Okay, so anyway, you got it on the
Wherever.
road. You were
And
on
by
the
the
road
end
after
of
a
this,
fucking show.
fucking send Nadia a text.
I'll
And by
send
the
him a
end of
text.
me making
I'll
this,
get to
we
the
shall
bottom of
know
this.
where this was. And the reason I liked it is because they didn't smoke it, but they made their own in-house tobacco syrup.
Oh.
And it was
that's
obviously like a
interesting. Yeah.
very smoky flavor to it.
Yeah.
And he put like just a little bit of that in the Manhattan, and he's like, "Do you want to try this? I make this in house." And it was fucking great. And he actually gave us some of the tobacco syrup to take onto the bus, and then I was making
Yes,
me
you're making
mocktails with
mocktails,
it, and it.
Just the syrup. Yeah. Okay.
So I wish I had some of that. Cause
I wish I had some of that too.
But
Now I
I
feel
was gonna
like-
say
yeah.
this is not far off of that because of the smoky flavor like really
Awesome.
kind of.
So you dig the smoky flavors,
I do.
right?
I
It's
dig
cool.
the smoky flavor.
So I don't know if that's for everyone, but
It's
like,
not for
but,
sure.
You know,
well, I
definitely-
saw that you had one of these.
Yeah.
Speaking of like smoky flavors.
Oh, yeah, the Lefroy
I know a
that's-
lot of people don't like that because
That's like
of the
my
smoky
favorite.
flavor.
That's
but
my
like
favorite
it.
scotch. Like that's like my everyday. If
Yeah.
it sounds terrible to say, oh yeah, it's my everyday fucking scotch.
I brush my
wake up
teeth
in the
with
morning
that.
and, you
That's
know.
respect.
Yeah.
So that's your jam right now at all those?
I mean, yeah, and it has been for a long time.
Like, if
I
I
mean,
was
like
gonna-
just like on a normal night, like I'm
Okay.
up here like just like one other dude, and we're gonna like talk some shit and have like just a couple of drinks. That would be the guy. If
Yeah.
we're going like big and we want to do something.
Right, like
I just got into this guy, the Belvany 21, but it's with a portwood. It cuts it a little bit, and you could definitely taste that oak or that barrel in it. So that portwood is gonna be a French oak barrel still, but
Then
it's
they
had
need
port in it before.
Okay, right.
So it's gonna have
So
that
if I was
flavor
going to come
to it.
over back in our Scotch days and you were going to impress me,
While we're talking, I'm gonna get
Yeah,
the
go
chill
ahead,
going.
keep going with
I'm
that,
gonna get
that
the
would
chill
be your
going.
guy.
Yeah.
Like when we listened to records and all that shit back when you had the little speakeasy here.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, fuck it. That was when I went through all those Deanston 30s.
Yeah.
And those are not cheap bottles, but I just kept buying them like water, man. I was
The
so into
the greatest day of my life. I mean, over my child, over my wedding, was when you bought the fucking scotch. You had the guy bring the scotch down that I found in that fucking Airline magazine. I was sitting on the air and I was like, look at this fucking 3,000 like bottle. I don't know how much it was.
it. Like Glen Morangi or something
And
like
it would
that.
have the
but it's
it had the box
special
open
edition.
and it would like robot arms would swing out and I'm like, Johnny, you gotta try this, da da da, and you were fucking shit faced in like Norway. And I got a FaceTime.
I was in. I know this. I know
It
the other
wasn't in
side of the
America.
story. No, I was in Scotland. I know the other side
That's
of the story.
where it was.
We were in Edinburgh at this hotel. The lobby bar was a Scotch room, and they had literally like way bigger than if that wall extended all the way. Like probably two of those walls behind cage, just a shit ton of Scotch.
Yeah.
And me and Brian were there every single night. Zach too, I think. And we were there every single night. We were there for 3 nights, and we went through at least a good quarter of all the different scotches. And then on the table, these guys are all in kilts and everything. They're proper. You ask them like what kind of flavors you're looking for, and they know their shit, right? And I see on the table that exact bottle. It's all like circular, and it has these two like robot-looking claws. And if you pull them out like to present it, it like comes up like this, and then you can pour it from there. And it's a really expensive bottle. And I was like, dude, I gotta at least get one shot of this and taste what it's like. And then I gotta tell Jared all about it.
Yeah. I was so excited and I was like, but he was hammered and I knew he was hammered. I don't know how hammered you were, but I was like, how long have you been drinking? And I was like, what if you don't, you get to a certain point where you can't really appreciate it if you're too drunk.
To be honest,
And he was like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I was like, good man.
I gotta try it. I mean,
Right?
There's no holding back on
Was
that.
it good or was it just like,
It wasn't my favorite, but it
That's-
wasn't bad.
that's
It was.
what
I wouldn't say it was worth the money.
Right.
But I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it would be to somebody else, but that's just not my
Wasn't your
particular
shit.
brand of scotch or like flavor of scotch that I personally enjoy.
I'm glad you did it.
Yeah. Oh, I am
Thank you.
too.
It was the greatest day of my life.
So what you got going on here?
So back to it. I got the glass chilling. I am probably gonna regret it, but I put the ice in first because I like it to be cold. Like I like it to really be
Really
cold.
cool. Gotcha.
But that's just my preference. So I will go with the normal Basil Hayden, not the dark rye, and I will do 2 ounces.
So that's the 2 ounce pour.
Boom. And then I also like him. I give it a little extra.
Nice.
You
See,
gotta
I do the extra as I'm pouring, and
you're just boom,
that one's just
boom.
kind of that one I'm
Quick
not
one.
really measuring out. It's just kind of
It's just a
whatever
wham,
falls
wham.
as it goes.
Because it's like, honestly, it's like these things are cool to have in there, but it's like really this is what
It's
you
all
want
that.
to be
Yeah,
tasting.
totally.
And I
Absolutely.
want it to like have that nice warm burn as it goes down.
Totally.
Like, that's pretty much what you're chasing. And then I'm
Burn
the same
slow?
with you.
Is
Like
it burn slow?
you want it to burn slow.
Oh, you want it to
yes,
burn
yeah.
slow. Okay.
I like,
You see how I put that in there?
not a huge fan of this either. So I do like, I maybe a half ounce. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of.
I'm just like, I'm so careful with
But you
this.
want
'cause
it. You kind of need it for the color, though, right?
I do need it for the color. Actually, that was not quite enough. Let me do.
Is that your vermouth?
That's my vermouth. Okay, see, I put a little too much in there.
That's
I'm
good.
just
It's
gonna
good.
fucking dump it.
Yeah.
Bam.
Do thing.
Because if you put a little bit too much of that in there, it fucking ruins it. For me, like I could taste it and then I'm just like, I'm out. I'm out.
Do you have any like normal dry vermouth with your like regular martinis, vodka or gin?
Yeah, I'll do like kind of where you like put a little glass, swish it around, then dump
Throw
it
it
out.
out. That's my jam.
That's
too.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. It's like with the martini. It's like I really want to taste the fucking vodka. That's why
Oh,
I'm
totally.
drinking it. And same thing. It's like whoa.
No, that's a good amount.
And then always stirred, never shaken because of why, Jared?
You don't want to bruise the spirits.
You don't want to bruise the spirits. It's definitely. And then yeah, let it sit for a sec. Let it really just get nice and chilled.
So I smoked it and he froze it.
That's cool.
Yeah, fire and ice, baby. So you could say stupid shit like that because we ain't live.
The edit's good. All the stupid shit stays in.
The orange, I'm pretty much just gonna rub it around the rim here. Boom, 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 like so. I'm gonna drop it in there. And I do also,
You're gonna double garnish.
I'm double garnished, you know why?
Dude.
Oh, is that frowned upon?
No.
No.
You can make. Hey, anyone tells you that you're doing a cocktail wrong, they're fucking full of shit. You can make a cocktail any fucking way you want. It's based on what you like, right?
Yep,
Thank you. Cheers.
you're welcome.
Let's cheers that fucker.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, dude. To the old boy. That's fucking awesome because I could taste all that shit.
Nice.
And then you just got like a little orange on it. But so it's basically just you turned it into a cold orange fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's fucking delicious. I dig it, man. Well done.
Nice. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
All right, I'm gonna need like 4 to 5 more of those.
Oh, we're gonna get into it.
So no joke. So the Hutton that we were staying at for
Yes.
like 2 weeks over in Nashville.
Yes.
No joke. So there was 2 bartenders there that were there in the daytimes, and you know, I drink in the daytimes. So
By the way, can I just point out that you're like the only person I've ever heard just naturally say daytimes
Daytimes.
instead of daytime. Yeah, I like to drink in the daytimes.
I like to drink in the daytimes. Yeah.
Youth? Daytime?
Raul.
Raul? Can't say the
I can't say
name.
Raul. I say Raul.
Raul?
Raul.
Raul.
That's
Not
classy.
disrespectful. Straight to the man's face that we've known for like a decade.
Every time I see him, I'm like, Raul. He's like,
Yeah,
"Are
yeah.
you ever gonna say it right? Nope.
That's hilarious.
Where was I? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So drinking in the daytimes at the at the Hutton, and if anyone from the Hutton sees this, you know, I mean no harm. You guys were so sweet.
It's a nicer hotel in Nashville,
Okay.
and that's where we're recording our last album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman bartender there. I don't know if you remember him, kind of tall, dark hair, glasses.
Yep, I remember him.
Great. Would go there for lunch a lot because we were recording an album out there. We were staying in the hotel, so I'd kind of like eat lunch down there.
We didn't start till 2.
I'd have some lunch, I'd have a drink or two, and then I'd go to the studio. And he makes a great Manhattan, boom, boom. And then there was a girl bartender too, and super nice, everything great, but he wasn't there. She was there one day, and same thing, take a Manhattan, and she goes, I could see it in her face. You could see it in the bartender's face.
When they don't know how to make
When they're
it?
like, shit, I don't even know how to make that. And she went and
Just YouTube it real quick. Just live. Go to the bathroom and YouTube it real
I
quick.
could see her on her phone, like over like, and I'm like, she's looking it up right now. So I literally had to walk her through it. I was
That's
like, I was
awesome.
like, come here.
Yeah.
We were there for 2 weeks, so I saw her a couple times after that. She made me a Manhattan, and it was fucking good. And
Awesome.
you know what? For the rest of her life, she's gonna be making some good Manhattan.
A solid
Because
Manhattan.
I told her how to
You
fucking
want,
do
that's
that.
the saying, you want a snob
Yeah.
of that drink to show you how to make your first drink. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
That's probably the greatest way
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah. You just mentioned that 2 p.m. was not the norm for when you guys go into the studio. What is the norm?
The norm would be 11 to 12.
Okay.
There's
that's about what we
I'm the
do.
black sheep in the sense that I'm a nighttime guy,
Yeah.
especially in the studio. I'm more creative at nighttime. I like when everything kind of shuts
How
down.
about your voice? You guys have a time of the day that your voice opens
Yeah,
up
you know
a little
what?
bit better?
Earlier for vocals, definitely.
Earlier for you? Okay.
But Duddy wakes up real early, and the majority of the other guys wake up really early, and which is fucking crazy because I've never met anybody like this before. Duddy gets all of his creative stuff done in the morning. And that is nuts.
I'm the
dude,
same
I
way,
don't
dude.
fucking function. It takes me like I gotta wake up, I gotta go to the gym or get in the water. It takes me like 3 hours to get to the spot where I'm like,
3
okay.
hours. Yeah. It'll take me about 3. I'm not like right away.
Duddy's
I need
like,
to
get up, get coffee, smoke a bowl. I'm writing my verses for the song, and I'm just like,
I do.
Writing later on.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't know why,
even
it's like, when I wake up, like with it, like when my eyes open, like there's no way I'm going back to bed. Like right when I'm up, and I wake up early, like I don't know why, I just always have. But when I wake up, I'm just like, boop, let's go, and I could go pretty hard till about 5 in the afternoon, and then I start to.
What time are you waking up?
Like 6:30, you know.
Jesus, that's a
much
long
around
day
there.
of creativity, man.
Yeah, but then, you know,
My mind would be
so
fried.
we have late nights in the studio, and like I'm just worthless. Like past 5 or 6, like I'll stay and I'll be there, but like I know, I'm like, I ain't helping out. Like,
nothing's
my
really
brain's
coming.
fried. I'm just like.
Well, that's what's great. I mean, that's what's great about having a band though around too. It's like because everyone needs to.
Yeah.
You need to be able to work with each
you
other to
have
keep
to
it
learn
going.
your brothers. You gotta
Absolutely.
learn your family. Like
Totally.
It's not going to work.
at
if we don't.
first, I think it was a rift to where we would butt heads because Duddy would get burnt at 5, and I would just be starting.
And
I'd be like, what the fuck? You know, he'd leave, and I'd be like, pussy. Yeah. Now I gotta fucking write my thing and da-da-da-da, and he's not here, yada yada. This was, you know, a decade ago. And then you start learning, and then it's like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's no reason to be upset about it.
Because all these producers and these other people say that you should do this, you should do that, whatever. There's nothing fucking, there's no right or wrong.
No, absolutely.
And so what my thing was I had to learn, like, there's nothing wrong with him working in the morning.
Yeah.
I can do some shit at night. He can do some shit in the morning. It actually works really well because when he gets burnt, I'm just getting going.
Yeah.
When I come in and I'm fucking tired and I'm just getting started, a bunch of cool shit is done that they got done because usually we start at noon and sometimes I even show up a little bit later because I stay until 2 or 3. So then I sleep in and you know. So it's cool now that you grow up, you start learning what works, and you got to be cool and respectful of your homies and especially the guys in bands. So now I praise him for it, and it's like it's cool to me that he can do that because I can't. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's cool because we can bounce shit off. You know, like he can get his shit done in the morning where I'm like, oh, nice, I was stuck on that last night.
A lot of it starts with like pride, and you want to be like, I got to see every note. We all got to see every note together and everything like that. And like, as things start to go on, you're like, dude, this isn't working anymore. What used to work and what used to be that is like, people are growing. We gotta grow with each other as well. You know, you're gonna be in a band together for as long as you guys are, and as long as we've.
You gotta trust.
You gotta start trusting, and really not. You want to be able to take those steps away without feeling like as soon as I walk away, the wolf pack's all going to be sitting there talking about how I'm the dick that left.
Right.
You got to create that environment so everyone can feel free to get in and out.
That's all it is creating that environment where everybody feels comfortable, even if you're like, hey, it's 2 o'clock and I'm burnt, I'm not going to help at all. You shouldn't worry about people talking shit or being bummed.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it works. And ugly babies is the best thing.
What the fuck is ugly baby?
Ugly baby. Ugly baby syndrome. We came up with this the first album that we had. Ugly baby syndrome has helped me as a songwriter, I think, more than like
this is fucking interesting, guys. This is shit I don't think I get to talk
So
about.
ugly baby syndrome is when is this, and it happens to everybody in every job. It just happens to everybody through life. Just because you made something does not mean it's good.
Yeah.
But you're going to like it more than other people because you're connected to it because you made it.
Absolutely.
So when you come to terms with the fact that you could have an ugly baby, it makes everything so much easier. Now, I welcome the ugly baby. I walk into the room, even though I know I have a fucking beautiful baby with a big dick, right? This giant dicked baby that I just made, and I'm fucking pretty sure that everybody's gonna be
and you're proud of your
stoked.
big dick
And I'm
son.
like, fuck yeah. I can't wait to show everybody this. I will still walk into that room and be like, guys, this could be an ugly baby, but I think I have a cool idea.
Yeah.
And just by starting it with that means that it's okay to shit on that idea if you want. If I come in and I have some melody and I'm like, dude, I think it's cool, but
that's got to be pretty much everything.
You
though,
gotta
right?
just be like, hey, this could suck.
You got to be ready to like. You got to have thick skin. A lot of people don't realize that when you're writing in a band and stuff. There's certain artists out there that just write by themselves and do all that kind of stuff, and that works great for them. But when you're in a band, it's a unique thing to write together, and you really have to have thick skin. People get fucking pissed and bummed at each other in the fucking studio.
Because you get so close to an idea.
You were at home, you wrote something by yourself, and you're bringing it in, and they're like,
Yeah, you're like, and you go.
You know, some people would take that as
It's not about you.
Yeah. No, totally.
It's about the song.
One of my favorite things.
You have to understand that too. That it's not about you. It's dude. It's not going to work for this part, or for whatever reason. I'm listening to it, and we're not all vibing on it. We're not going to use it.
Yeah.
You got everybody in that fucking room has to approve it and then at least you guys put it through the fucking ringer.
Yeah.
Even if the rest of the world thinks it's an ugly baby, you guys
The quality
decided
control.
you guys put some quality control on it before you put it out there into the world. Which you guys do great, by the way. I was leading up to the show, I was like, man, it actually hasn't been a while since I listened to the stuff until you sent the new record stuff over, which is going to be really exciting, guys. And then I went back and listened to some of the other records, and I was like, damn, I would play this shit a lot when I was riding in my caddy or out by the pool, because that's just like the perfect vibe you guys like put out there, and
That's
I
what we're
fucking
trying
really
for,
dig
man.
it. Yeah, it's super mellow with like just some of the most amazing, fucking hooky, awesome melodies over it and everything like that. That's super cool.
That's what I appreciate. That, man, it means a lot coming from you. But like hooky, like catchy.
Yeah.
That's the shit that we like. That we like to listen to. Even simple.
Yeah.
Some shit gets over. You overthink things. You overdo things.
We
A lot of
overthink
music.
shit all the time.
Yeah,
we're in a fucking progressive metal band. Like everything's like fucking.
Oh my god, I can imagine.
It's simple. I mean, everything I write is so fucking simple.
But that's the beauty of it.
On the basis of it, but then once you guys, there's something intricate about it. It's just the intricacies are just coming directly from you guys. It's not a what's the word for it? Like it's not a polished intricacy or anything like that. It's not.
Right.
It's not a forced. It's a very natural intricacy, because it could be simple to like other musicians and stuff, and they're like, man, it's super simple, and it's simple to you, but like to someone else listening to it, they're like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
And there's so many nuances in being simple that like you'd never catch.
I think Maddie and John and Dave add the dynamics to it. Having a percussion player and a drummer and a bass, like having
huge.
that section, and even John, it's just like people sleep on percussion so hard. It's like special forces, and he's the fucking sniper.
Well, yeah,
not a lot of people do it, and not a lot of people are good at it. But when you find a fucking good one, just a percussion player fills in all those gaps, like all those pockets.
And you hear it, dude. You hear it, man. It's a lot of times, nowadays, a lot of people are using like samples and stuff to get that percussive part of it.
Yeah.
But
to have a real
dude is just, it's
Dave Cobb was losing it. Like John is forward on this album.
Yeah.
Like even volume wise, mix wise, it was like up, percussion up.
It's like the loudest thing.
And we would go and we'd listen to shit from the 70s and 60s and all this stuff.
Complementing on that new record. It's complementing the drums so fucking well.
It works,
guys.
right?
It's like the tone that you guys got on the kick and snare in particular on this new record. Dude, it's gonna blow people's minds.
Yeah, it's
so smooth, but hits the right frequency. It's like
it's all like
it's crazy. Well, and the way he mic'd it, literally, fucking every time we mic'd drums, it was a mic in the kick and like an overhead. Done. 2 mics.
Wallet on the snare.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There was some other magic that he would do to it afterwards, but he's not really going to show us.
But we're not gonna.
We're
secrets.
We're listening to a lot of Bill Withers.
Oh yeah.
You listen to the drums on Bill Withers tracks.
They're gangster.
A lot of Bill Withers. What else were we listening to? Curtis Mayfield.
Serge
Gainsbourg.
Oh, nice.
Just a lot of shit from like the 60s and 70s.
It's awesome, man.
And just those tones.
What's the name of the record?
Supermoon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the title track too?
Supermoon, yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You wait till you see the artwork. It's like some sci-fi western shit.
I could.
It's
just listening to it.
I
the first night that you sent it to me,
yeah.
I was literally in bed already because I have a fucking 2-year-old. I'm in bed early all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I'm already in bed. Wife's asleep next to me. I put on the headphones and I just sat there and listened to it in the fucking dark. And I was just like,
nice.
This has got a
That's
great
the way
vibe.
to do it.
This has got a great fucking vibe. Like deserty, fucking tripped out shit. Like,
yeah.
It was just like I could almost hear like fucking a wolf howling in the fucking background.
You get it.
Like, and
You
just
know
like,
what we're
fucking
going
just
for.
like, And just like laying in the fucking sand and just like fucking wind going by.
Yeah.
And just like a couple of chirps here and there.
Some
It's
soundtrack
like,
shit.
Yeah,
You know, like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, such soundtrack
it's
shit.
some soundtrack shit.
One of the songs on there, and I don't know the names that well at this point, but I texted you immediately about it, and I was like, dude, this is like a great drug scene in a movie.
It's Superman.
Superman.
Was it? Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
dude, like the guy just like, you know, when they do like those the flash forward stuff.
Yeah.
Like just like a passing scene where he's just like going through and doing all this shit.
Yeah.
He's like got a briefcase style.
Oh,
like
100%.
100
I'm picturing it as you're saying it. I'm just like, oh, I fucking hear it. I can picture it. Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah. So anyone directing a movie that has a scene like that, these
The
guys
new
got a
album,
song for
It's
it.
fire. Yeah, the artwork is sick as fuck. I can't wait because everybody started tripping once we went to Nashville because people just don't understand, so you can't get mad at them. But everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're going to Nashville? You're gonna do a country album?"
Like that's the only thing coming out of Nashville.
Yeah, like you cannot write any other music. You go to Nashville, you gotta write country. It's like, no. Don't worry, it's not gonna be a country album. But when we put this artwork out, it's gonna scare the shit out of everybody. And
There's literally a fucking cowboy on a
dude, it's so fire! It's so fire! It's like
So I love this. You took the heat that you guys were hearing from going to Nashville in the first place and put your own spin on it.
On the
and
artwork.
a big old fuck
I'm
you.
gonna
like-
find it right here and show him.
It's so dope. It's like
That's rad,
very
dude.
70s sci-fi, but like we threw some Western shit because we're in Nashville. It was like, yeah,
Yeah, of course.
You know?
It's gonna be one of those four. You know, we're just,
You guys can't see this yet. That's so fucking rad.
Yeah, we're pretty excited.
It's gonna be rad. It's gonna be fucking sick. Before we go on anymore, let's get you behind the bar. So Jared's here to teach us how to make some CBD oil mocktails.
This is fantastic.
So, for those of you who don't know out here, I'm going to ask a couple questions about CBD. Of course, I know all about it, guys. But so CBD oil. Just explain to me what this is.
CBD oil is a non-psychoactive compound that you would get from hemp, marijuana, and cannabis, all
See,
that.
the way that he just described it was so much better than I would have. That's why I fucking asked you.
Because I use it a lot. So I read about it and I researched it. What CBD does for me is it doesn't really affect my mood, which it's non-psychoactive, so you shouldn't feel it, right? THC is what's psychoactive. THC is what's going to get you high. So when people say, "Oh my God, I get so relaxed when I use CBD. Oh, my muscles, I'm like, man, I wish that's how I felt when I took CBD. CBD takes away the aches and pains for me, right?
Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
surf, I do jujitsu, I work out, I'm an active dude. So CBD
I've got a CBD oil like rub thing that I put
Feels
on when
great.
I got I call it like the new icy hot, like where our parents
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
like put an
Oh,
icy
totally.
hot on, but now it's just I just roll with this fucking
oh
CBD
yeah.
oil.
If
and
I have
like,
a balm
wake
I
up
use
the
on my
next day,
wrist.
I'm
My
like,
wrist
fuck
gets
yeah.
crampy. I put the CBD
Yeah.
balm on. The next day, I could tell a difference.
So if you're getting good CBD, you shouldn't feel anything. You should be like taking a leave. And for some people, it does take away anxiety, but they don't feel anything. It just, I'm not as
Anxiety can
anxietal
be-
as it was.
Well,
right?
as you know, anxiety could actually be a total placebo thing going on too.
100%.
Like you're doing it to yourself, and if whatever works to get
And you
get
think-
your mind off
right,
of that
100%.
is what's working.
I do this every morning, this dropper, same exact one, every morning. And I don't do it because I have aches and pains and joints. I honestly do it because, and I don't feel it, I'm not getting high.
Right.
But I do feel like
Right.
like a sense of like, yeah, let's go about the
relief.
day. Like a little less stressed out or a little edge is off, you know? I'm not high, I'm not feeling it, but I
There
do
you
get
go.
that sense of like, okay.
Right. But you're not feeling it,
No, you're not
right?
feeling it.
Okay, it's hard to explain, but like, you take a leave and you don't feel a leave, but your aches and pains are gone, right? So that's what helps for me. But it's also helping a lot of people with it's helping a lot of people for a lot of reasons. On the medicine side, Koi, we've worked with them. Koi's fantastic. Koi's good. It's not dirty. You're not going to get high. This is the thing. You're rolling the dice when you go to some CBD places. It's happened to me numerous times, but I smoke weed. I like getting high. I don't really like taking edibles, but Duddy's been there. My mom has unfortunately been a victim of this. So you can get CBD,
Yeah.
and there's THC in it. My favorite CBD is from my friend Jeremy. He has this CBD kombucha.
Oh, nice.
My friend Jeremy gets me, and he makes a special CBD.
The
I like
kombucha's
Koi.
a tea.
Yeah, so I like Koi if I'm just gonna get straight CBD, but my friend Jeremy makes me CBD with THC in it, 1%, and it's fantastic. And I know the dosage, and I can kind of get high, and I kind of think CBD works a little better with THC in it. But unfortunately,
Or just a little
just a
hit.
little guy.
Yeah.
But I can hit the dropper like 8 times if I want. If I want to
I
feel a little
gotcha.
bit, but then you're kind of overdoing it. Numerous occasions, I've taken CBD. I got some stuff from Denver. I took some. My mom was over. Oh, my elbow hurts. Some shit. Here you go, Mom. Give a big old dropper. I hadn't eaten. It's like 3 o'clock. Me and Kate wanted to get like breakfast for dinner. You know, where I think Kate was pregnant.
Nice.
So we go, and I'm eating at Mama's, and we're getting fucking pancakes. And like halfway through this, I'm like, I'm fucking high. Like, why am I high? I'm like,
How long
God,
did
I
it take
feel
you?
high.
How long did it take you before you called your mom to warn her that what you just gave her?
So then it's edible high because it goes through your liver and
Edible's
kidneys and shit.
different,
And I'm like,
edible's
fuck. And
different.
then like an hour into the dinner, I'm like, oh, we gotta go.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
finish my
really high
fucking
now.
pancakes. I'm so fucking high, like really, really high. But it's an edible high, and I'm like, oh,
no.
I gotta get home to enjoy this because it's not flour high.
Yeah.
Flour high would be fine. So then I get home, and I'm thinking about it, but I don't think about my mom. And I go home, and I just went to sleep
Sorry,
and
Mom.
slept it off.
Sorry, Mom.
My mom called me the next day at like 2, and she's like, I just slept for 13 hours. And I got so fucking roasted last night. What did you give me? And I was like, oh my God, Mom, it was dirty CBD. I'm so bad. It's not dirty CBD. It's just CBD with THC in it. But some people are using synthetic CBD too, which they're saying isn't the greatest. There's just some companies that aren't the greatest. Koi is great. There's one called...
As Jim used to say, long story long.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're getting your
Good
CBD from a
You can
reputable
100%
place.
use Koi. You can 100% use this company Select. I use those. I test them for my dad and my mom so they don't get fucked up. But also there's CBD with THC in it, and it is nice. You just have to know the dosage. I had a cookie last night that my wife was like, here's some lemon CBD cookies. And I said, they're all good? And she was like, yeah, they're fine. And my wife has a high tolerance when it comes to weed. She's like, I felt so relaxed. I was like, If you felt real relaxed, that means something. Took one last night. Started watching fucking You vs. Wild, which is Bear Grylls' new show. It's interactive on Netflix.
I have not
It's
seen
the
that.
best fucking thing ever.
I gotta check
It's a
this
Bear
out.
Grylls show where you pick the adventure. You want to go to the snake, you want to go to the crocodile. He gets to a ravine, you want to fucking swing over on a vine, you want to take the log. And we get to like the third one and we're fucking dying. We're laughing so hard because I died because I made a snow cave and it didn't fucking work out.
It's not
And then
'cause
you
they
got
were
to
high
start
at all.
over.
This is amazing.
And then I'm like, why am I laughing so hard? I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking so high right now. Stayed up all like 4 hours, read my
love
book,
this story.
did the whole thing, but I'm
course,
good.
yeah.
But if you don't want to be high, that's a bummer.
you don't wanna be
Obviously,
high,
I'm like, this is fun. I don't like edible high, but when I get high, I'm okay. But my thing is, people that don't want to get high, it's fucked up.
Yeah, totally.
Legally, 0.03% THC is okay, right?
Okay.
But if there's more in there and you have a job where you get drug tested for THC, you're gonna get fucked. So check your CBD shit.
Okay.
All right? I
Long
stopped
story
drinking.
long,
Long
as they
story
say.
long, even longer. I stopped drinking 4 years ago.
Which is interesting because you're on the show called Drinks with Johnny, and I'm
Right.
sitting over here while we're talking about
This is
that.
why. I was so good at drinking, I had to stop. I know it bummed everybody out.
I love that line.
I
love
beat
that
the
line.
game.
You beat the drinking game.
Yeah.
So
You hit the
now-
ceiling, man. You busted through.
Yeah. So now, when instead of having an alcoholic beverage, Duddy was making me mocktails on the road. That made me be like, oh my God, I really like these mocktails. I don't even think about, I'm not worried about it. I don't enjoy drinking anymore. It's just a choice that I made. I'm all good. I'm not worried sitting around like, oh my God. This is for people that maybe you're trying to be healthy, maybe you're trying to cut back on drinking, and maybe you just don't drink at all. Maybe you have an issue with drinking, whatever. So there's ways to have cocktails where you're having them, you're enjoying them, they taste good. You forget there's not booze in them
Anyway, yeah.
anyway, and there's other ways where the CBD, and especially with my special blend that I don't have, that you had for a while, that you could use the dropper and put in your cocktails and you actually feel pretty fucking good because there's a little bit of THC, a lot of CBD, nice little cocktail.
Oh,
you have
yeah.
2 or 3 of them and you're like, I feel great. And you're not standing around, oh, my fucking water or my Coke or my fucking sparkling water. You're still actually making a cocktail, having something that tastes good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like when you're having drinks, just having a drink in your hand, hanging out with your buddies.
That's the point. Yeah,
That's the whole point, you
And
know?
then the fact that you are putting the CBD in it and stuff, it's kind of giving you that thought in your mind, like, oh, this is going to make me feel better and different. Like when we're drinking,
placebo
you're
effect.
like, oh yeah, I am going to get drunk. Kind of
Might
the
not be the whole
same.
point. Most of the point is getting drunk, but
Yeah.
it's still hanging out with your homies, not having your. Oh,
I don't know, but my point isn't always to get drunk. It just always happens.
Always.
So we're gonna make one. We're gonna make.
All right. So what do you need? You got.
We're gonna make the Duddy special. This is the drink that Duddy would reward me with. It made me so excited.
Let me bar back for you here.
Whenever Duddy would make a Manhattan on the road, he would make me one of these.
Awesome.
It made me so excited. So Duddy, you actually have to walk me through it because I've never made one.
Do you have key lime and coconut?
No, just coconut.
And ginger?
I like
beer.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Ginger
well,
beer.
there's two different kinds that I would make. So
I like the coconut.
The coconut and ginger beer is one.
All right, I got you.
Coconut LaCroix and ginger beer.
Another thing that's really easy if you aren't drinking anymore, I loved sours. I loved sour beers. They're like my fucking favorite.
Oh, dude.
It's just this tangy mixed with, it's like a beer mixed with a cider mixed with a Sour Patch Kid, and
Those
it
are
fucking
pretty
got
rad.
you back here if you like IPAs. I like sours. You can just get this CBD kombucha, and it kind of reminds me of a sour. Pour it over ice, throw some mint in if you want, throw basil in, whatever you want. Just put kombucha over ice, and you're it kind of feels like you're drinking a sour. So that's another easy way to and it's super fucking healthy for you too.
Yeah, I love the kombucha just by themselves. Like
It's great.
The gingerade one that I get is fucking.
Dude, your gut,
it's
man.
delicious. Oh, it feels great.
That's like I think 50% of your melatonin.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Like, a lot of your happiness comes from your gut. Everybody thinks
And
your brain.
they because of the fermentation process, it has just like a little nugget of alcohol in
Yeah.
it. So it's like it's less than like even a near beer or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But like if you're feeling a little bad, you have one of those.
Kombucha's gonna make you feel better
no matter what. Yeah. So let me ask you guys. I went with a diet or regular. I don't know how crazy you guys are getting.
Well, usually when something says diet on it, it's fucking party time, dude. You know me and my Diet Cokes, bro. I'm like,
Oh, we're gonna get to the Diet Coke thing in a little bit. Here.
I don't want to try some new shit.
So let's stick to this
Let's
guy.
stick to the
Let's
normal
stick to the
shit.
original.
Is this a good brand for you?
Yeah, that is a good brand. We get that on the road sometimes.
Can I grab one of these?
Yeah, man. Whatever
Okay,
glass you
so-
need. You want a nicer glass, a bigger glass? What do you want?
This is actually perfect.
That's good.
Cool.
So it's normally we're on the bus, so I'm literally mixing these drinks in a solo cup. So this is nice.
any kind of glass is gonna be.
So
enough
really,
for
I mean, this is going to be easy. Put some ice in there.
Okay.
you. Ice is over here, my man. How much? We need to fill it.
Halfway up. Halfway up.
Is that about right?
That's perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, I got different bitters for you to choose if you want in there too.
And then we always on the bus have a bunch of different flavored bitters. So I always ask Jared, like, what bitter do you want? What bitter do you want?
What do you think?
I
think
love
orange.
orange
Yeah,
bitters, to be honest. Like I think
Orange
they're
bitter is kind of
delicious.
really good, and like whatever you put in, and I
Yeah.
really haven't had, maybe not a Bloody Mary, but other than
You
that,
got, buddy? Well, I was looking at the celery bitters. That was the only thing I could think
just
of.
so you know, that's some fresh mint off of my lady's.
Old Lacey, the Lacey plant?
Yeah.
Stick a mint
Lacey's
in
garden?
there.
What's that?
Stick a mint in there.
That's why I got it.
Put it in that ice.
Okay. Oh, before.
Right now.
All
Hey,
of it.
oh, and you got to slap it a little bit, get it going.
I slapped the
Yeah.
mint.
Yeah, you got to slap the mint. It opens up the
The aromas
flavors,
or
the
something.
aromas and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right, that's probably good.
Wow, it really does smell.
Yeah,
You can smell it.
it totally changes.
All right, mint.
And just that we're on the subject, put a fucking dropper in
Oh,
there.
yeah. We should probably do it first.
Yeah,
So,
put it in there.
So how much
Just take
you going to be
unflavored
dropping in here? Are you just going to dump
usually,
the whole thing in?
usually the CBDs that I get, Koi hooked us up with a big box of CBD. We're in Nashville. I grabbed this from it. This is 250 milligram. Usually I do 1,000.
Okay.
And I do like fucking 5.
Dude, I got a bottle from them, 2,000.
Yeah, baby.
2,000 mils.
great.
And I'll double dropper
Yeah,
that
I've
thing.
done a lot of drugs. I've drank a lot of fucking things. So my tolerance for shit is pretty fucking high. So I usually.
Well, hopefully the
that's
internet.
why I get.
Hopefully the internet's long gone by the time your daughter hears this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm screwed. My daughter's 11, so
So you're already
I'm
past the
fucked.
point. Yeah.
I'm fucked.
So I usually double or quadruple what the CBD. Like you take a
Yeah.
dropper. I'll usually do 3.
So this one's just this one's pure CBD right here.
This is just CBD. You're not
cool.
going to get high from it. There's not enough THC to fuck with you, but you still feel good. I like this CBD. It works really good for me. It's a great company.
Cool.
So I did a couple
Couple drops in here.
Yeah, and you can just do it under the tongue. You don't have to, but it's easy if you want to put it in there. Well, I mean, you were putting the 1% THC in beers.
I was.
And saying that it was nice.
It was great. Yeah.
We had
it's
dude, it's
nice.
magic.
Yeah.
A little bit of THC is fucking magic.
So, I mean, you guys are turning me on to this whole new thing because I know about the CBD.
Yeah.
I don't smoke all the time. I don't
Yeah.
fucking take edibles all the time. I
Fuck
every now
edibles.
and then. You know.
And this might be for you. And I am going to do something right now. It's a selfless plug. And Jared, this is going to blow your mind. Right now, if you go to koicbd.com and at checkout you put in code DuddyB, 20% off.
Dude, 20% off?
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Oh, that one.
I mean,
Well,
you're wasting money not buying it, guys.
You get it.
Also, if you're a vet, most CBD companies have a huge discount. My dad's a
that's
vet,
good to know.
60% off.
good
My
to
dad
know.
gets his, but just make sure you find it. Maybe you want to get high. So there's some CBD things out there that are gonna have THC in it. Just learn your dosage, like any drug and or any medicine. Dosage is
Totally, 100%.
Alcohol is a drug too. You gotta know your limits
you
there
gotta know your
too.
dosage.
What is your limit on alcohol?
It depends.
I feel like
What's the end game that we're going for? No, for me,
first one to throw up.
yeah,
Oh
no,
my
that's
God.
that's going hard.
Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to throw up.
Yeah.
Really.
No,
I
no,
mean,
me too.
I can't tell you the last time that I threw up from alcohol. I mean, the last time I threw up period would have been from a stomach flu of some kind.
Yeah.
I have not thrown up from alcohol, and I honestly couldn't even fucking.
Do you want to
tell
hear a long story long about Jimmy? About that exact contest?
Let's
that we
finish
had?
it. Let's finish the drink, and we'll get into some
Yeah.
Jimmy shit.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right,
I'm
so
glad you
now
brought
at this
that.
point, I like to do about 50-50 on the pour with the ginger beer and the coconut LaCroix.
So fuck. Okay.
Put a little cherry stick down in there. Stir it around too.
With the cherry stick.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know Jared likes to put a little cherry juice in his tea. I know how he likes it.
Yeah, I do like to put a little cherry juice.
Do it up,
Well,
man.
he usually.
I usually hook him up with a little cherry juice.
Well, it was that tobacco fucking juice that you got.
It was the tobacco juice, but when we ran
Oh, we
out,
didn't put bitters in. Is
you
that
didn't
weird?
put the orange bitters? No, it's fine.
You didn't add it
Are you
yet?
sure that it's not bad to do it late?
No, it's fine.
No. Again, there's no wrong way
There's
to
no
make
way.
a cocktail.
There is a fucking wrong way to make a cocktail.
There's not.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a way to make it better, and there's a way to make it worse, but there's no wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
all right. I feel you on that.
give it a stir.
Let's see if this holds up to the old solo cup tour bus drinks, and we don't have a name for this.
Dominate.
What we're saying is you can get some soda water, you can get some things that are delicious that you like, drop some CBD in there, and have a cool little drink.
Yeah.
And if you find a company or you have a homie that makes CBD and can put some THC in there, sure, you can go to a dispensary and get THC droppers also.
That's fucking refreshing, man.
It's fucking delicious, right?
That's really
You
good.
feel like you're having a cocktail.
Yeah.
You're part of the party.
Absolutely,
You're not some
absolutely.
asshole sitting in the corner fucking drinking your Diet Coke.
No.
No, dude.
What asshole drinks Diet Coke? No, that is
Only
fucking
when I
delicious,
party.
man.
Yeah, it's good.
You can taste everything. The mint, the fucking, the marshmallow cherries, and then the juice. The juice, actually, I think is key in that.
Yeah.
That was a fucking.
Oh, the cherry juice.
The
Yeah.
cherry
it
juice
definitely-
is a big component. You can really taste it. It's almost, it gives it a little Shirley Temple to it. You know,
Yeah,
something
man.
like that. It's fucking
There you
pretty
go.
good. Pretty damn good. Well done. Well done. So before we go any further, I want to ask you guys about this. A little thing I picked up at the local Costco the other day.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, the Dirty Heads Session Ale. So you guys have made this with Four Sons, which is a local brewery,
Yep.
obviously.
You know what? I'll just take one of those bad boys.
All right, let's do this. That's the octopus from the self-title, right?
Yeah, our bass player Dave designed these cans.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's our death bat.
It's cool. So let me ask you. So the Four Sons, as I said, is local here, Huntington Beach. I visited a couple of times. Obviously, you guys have visited a few more times. And what was the reason for the beer? Like, why did you guys want to make a beer? And when you decided to, why Four Sons? I mean, just basically chat me up. Give me the whole lowdown about this
How
beer.
it really started was our drummer Matt was kind of hanging out at Four Sons, and he had become friends with some of the. And what's cool about it is it actually is four brothers. You know, it's a family-owned thing, and the four sons of the family kind of run it. So Matt, became friends with a couple of them and was just kind of hanging out there for a while, and they started rapping like, hey, we should do like a collab beer. And I'm not a huge beer guy, to be honest, So when this came about, we kind of let
Our rhythm section.
take it.
They're big beer guys.
They're beer guys. And they
Craft
love the
beers,
craft beers. On our rider, everywhere we go, it's 2 6-packs of local beer.
Gotcha.
So they want to try all the beers.
They want to try it. They're connoisseurs.
They're
They wanna-
connoisseurs.
they wanna know- they
They
wanna
really
feel
like
the-
beer.
yeah.
Me not being like a huge beer guy, and Jared, who no longer drinks, we were kind of like, you know what, you guys, take the
reins, do your
take
thing.
the reins, do your thing. So, they kind of went with it, and they wanted to make a fruit beer. Not only am I not a beer guy, I'm fucking not a fruit beer guy either. I hate fruit beers. So they're like, hey, we settled on a pineapple beer. So I was just like,
You're like, oh man, that is so not
whatever,
me.
you know, great, can't wait. Yeah, this sounds great. But it's fucking really good.
It is really good.
I was surprised when we tried it the first time. I was like, I would actually drink the crap out of this. It's really good.
It's perfect. To me, I am a bit of a beer drinker.
Yeah.
And you know, I like the fruit stuff, but usually I don't like it. And this is more of like a session ale. Like I like just a tinge of fruit, like a tinge of citrus to like a heavy IPA, like high alcohol content IPA. Give me a little bit of watermelon or something like that on it, and I'll be fucking.
And you're
stoked.
good.
Or orange or tangerine, something like that. So I also happen to love pineapple, so I was like, all right, I think I'm really gonna fucking like this beer.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely right. I do really like it, and the way that it drinks is, to me, kind of perfect for your guys' music. You could drink a lot of these,
That was the
That was the thing that they were going for.
That was the one thing that I said. I was like, just please don't make a super heavy ass IPA that you can only have like one of. I was like, make something that on a hot day you can crush a 6-pack.
This has got on the beach written all over it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what John and Matt were going for too, because a lot of bands that do craft beers, they're always something super wacky, and it's usually a fucking stout or a double IPA or something like you're saying that you're only having like one maybe three of.
I enjoy those too. Like just full disclosure, I enjoy that side of beer too.
Right, and so do those guys.
Like you have, because I'm usually moving on anyway. I start off with a beer or a glass of wine, and then I'm moving on throughout the night. So like one's fine for me.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. If you're chilling by the pool on the beach, doing something like that, listening to some sick tunes, you want to be fucking drinking these beers right here.
You know what's funny is usually it's nice when you get a nice IPA or something fucking special, right? But usually people's favorite beer is a beer that you can fucking crush a bunch of. So we wanted to do that, like Tecate Light. If you get a gussied up Tecate Light, especially when I gussy it,
dude,
it's the best fucking beer you ever had.
How do you gussy it?
Dude, you take it. I still gussy it for the boys.
Unfortunately.
Tecate Light, lime, don't open it. You fucking take the whole entire lime, squeeze it all over the top, all over the sides, then you get a big thing of margarita salt, and you just fucking dump it in the margarita salt. Twist it, pull it open it once, throw the lime that you had in there, and drink it real quick because it's gonna foam up, and you're gonna crush it in one fucking
even a
drink.
little fucking
I forgot.
sauce.
Usually hot sauce or banana pepper juice, which I think is.
We're gonna have you guys back on. We're gonna do some
Tecate Light's the best beer
gussied
I've ever had.
Tecate Light's
light
good
beers.
beer. Yeah.
For me, I had a Hispanic lady teach me how to drink Corona out of a can. She's like, no, don't drink Corona out of a bottle. It's not how we do it. And I was like, really? Everything's out of a bottle in America. Like, I don't know. She's like, this is how we all drink it. Table salt, all on the top of the can, right? And then just like a little squirt of lime. And then as you're drinking it, if you're gonna crush it, I would imagine you would want to do the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna, still mellow out and have the beer, you set down the salt and lime, and as you feel you need to add to it, you just keep adding to it. And I was like, I did it at this. Funny enough, it was a Mexican restaurant in Anchorage, Alaska, and this Hispanic woman had moved there 60 years prior.
Food?
It was fucking good.
Nice.
I mean, and I know Mexican food. We
rare,
live
man.
here in Huntington
That's
Beach.
so
we're
rare.
not far, man. We got a lot of good Mexican food.
Yeah.
That's the
'Cause
one thing
usually
on
the
the road.
farther you get away from California, the worse
garbage.
it gets.
Dude, I had like one of the worst. We had one of the worst in Finland. We knew what we were getting into too. I mean, we knew we're in Finland. This is gonna be hilarious. Let's go to the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
They had their sour cream was just straight up mayonnaise.
Yes.
Same color.
Yeah, same color. They had all the right colors, to be honest. They had the colors.
So they
down.
were color correct.
I think what they did is just looked at pictures of Mexican food and were like, oh, that looks like mayonnaise. That looks like ketchup. Let's. I was like, dude, these guys rule. So, anyways.
Should we take a shot or something?
Yes,
bossy.
you should definitely take a shot.
All right. What's your shot choice?
For you boys?
Some sort of whiskey.
Oh.
Let's do a tequila shot.
Okay. I don't know if that tequila is good or not.
Well, there's no better time to find out
There's a
than
way to
on
pour it,
Drinks with Johnny.
Is that a
weird
pot
way to-
leaf in the middle of it?
Hold Hold on, bro.
No, that's an agave plant, dude.
Come on. I know we're moving sets and shit, but how is Drinks with Johnny? These words came out of Johnny's
All right, let's find
mouth.
out.
I don't know if it's good tequila. I've never had it before. It's a fucking cowboy hat filled with tequila, bro.
If it was bad tequila, they wouldn't waste the time putting it in a cowboy hat.
Yes, they would. That's why they would do it.
Of course, that's why they would do it. I love that train of thought, though. Let's do it real quick before we transition.
Come on. There's no better place or time to do
If
it.
nothing else, it's good for the
You know
body.
what? I'm not only gonna go to my son's game after this, I'm gonna ask if I can ump it.
Yes.
Yes,
Fucking
dude.
strike!
All right,
If you're using two hands, then
Taste
who's,
this yet?
who's,
Because
who's holding the
smells
shot glass?
terrible. It already smells terrible.
I'm kind of scared. I think that you're really not
Whoa, that
supposed
is
to
not
drink
good
it.
tequila.
I don't think you're supposed to drink it.
We're gonna though. I mean, you got to.
I'll see you later. Oh, yeah, that's straight out of Rosarito.
Boom Boom Room.
Boom, boom, room.
Yeah, that's
Mr. Boom Boom.
The only thing this is missing is someone spinning me in a circle, blowing a whistle, and dumping it on my face.
Oh, dude.
So do we have to finish these? Just kidding.
No one's fucking finishing that. All right, so now that we're on the couch, we're gonna transition into your guys' weed pens. I'm very interested in this. So there's a lot of weed pens out there right now, vape pens. They'll get you the THC and everything like that. So basically, why don't you chat me up a little bit? Tell me about your guys' weed pens I got right here.
To make it quick, because obviously I think most people nowadays, they know exactly what these are. There's a million different brands of these out there. But we did these with a company called Sticky Vape. We chose them just because of the way they make their oils. It's so clean, it's so pure, and there's no extra additives or anything. And that's why we went with them. We made two different ones. We used song names of ours. Dance All Night, that's a sativa. And sativa, it's not gonna make you tired. It's gonna, you can go about your day on this. And then we made Medusa, which is an indica, and that's gonna, nighttime you wanna go to sleep, this is perfect for that. And then, both great time things.
Yeah, the orange one, even if you aren't, I can smoke the orange one all day and not get too high. And I'm usually not a guy that smokes weed all day. I usually just use weed and usually indicas to help me sleep, and then some for pain management. Sometimes I just want to get high. But that sativa, I love it, because if I do want to smoke during the day, or I do just feel like getting stoned, you can smoke that thing all day. It's pretty mellow. You're not going to overdo it. I think a lot of people, weed's fucking strong now. And if you're just just kind of like,
It's not the shit we're used to smoking fucking middle school.
yeah, if you're not just smoking all the time and you're not super.
I just threw out middle school, by the way, and you just like grazed over it.
I was doing acid and yeah.
Shit we used to smoke in middle school. Oh.
Smoking weed in middle school is like the mellow side of middle school. Like
Yeah.
being on acid at the St. Bonaventure Fair was like a regular thing outside of middle school.
Hey, by the way, we don't condone this for any children. It worked out for us because we're a bunch of shitty dudes. But
Yeah.
Well, I think
don't go out there thinking this is
for most
everybody.
people, if you start to smoke pot, it's probably in high school, maybe college.
Yeah, mostly
But
college,
if
I
you're
would
growing
think.
up in Southern California in Huntington
This
Beach,
is true. This is
it
true.
might be fucking middle school. Let's
And
be
that's
honest.
a great way to segue into this. You guys both grew up in Huntington as well. I grew up in Huntington. Whereabouts though? Like exactly for you guys? Like where's? Do you still live in your old stomping grounds, or do you like? Because there's different parts of Huntington, right? Obviously, you drive around and you're like, man, these were my old stomping grounds. Like for me, it's like it's a little bit more Marina High School towards the latter, but started over in
Where the real gangsters hung
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
that's where
totally,
we grew
bro.
up, right around the Marina High School area.
Gotcha.
When at one point in like my early 20s, I moved to like Yorktown down by Huntington High School for like a couple years. I lived with John, actually our percussion player. And then when I moved out of there, I moved right back. And now I'm still there. You know where Springview is? Yeah. I went to middle school, Springview.
You went to middle school there, okay.
I'm in there. I'm fucking right there. I'm right
You're
back
right
where I
next to
started.
it. That's
I'm in the
hilarious.
neighborhood of where I went to middle school, and
So that's got to be cool.
I love it.
To come back from the road, because you're coming straight back into your nostalgia. It's like for me, like I'm driving my kid around for his nap or something like that, and I drive all the way over on that side of Huntington now.
Yeah.
And I drive around, I'm like, I remember fucking this chick over here and that dude over there and all this kind of stuff. And
I
it's
love
like
it, man.
nostalgic.
It's
Born
weird.
and raised, still there.
If somebody was like, took me to Indiana, right, and they were like, I've grown up here in this town, and I've lived here, and I come back to this town, after I get off work, I'd be like, what are you still fucking doing in this town, right? But when my wife is like, I can't believe you still live where you were born.
Yeah.
Usually, for a person like me, I feel like for all of us, if we were born in some other city, we would have been fucking out. We would have been gone. But that's saying a lot about Southern California, because we've been everywhere. You've traveled everywhere. We've traveled everywhere. It's not because I have friends and family here. It's because of the quality of life.
Oh, totally.
The quality of life that you can get from Southern California, because I live in Costa Mesa. I don't live in Huntington anymore. So it's like not this Huntington thing. It's close.
Yeah, you're the next city.
But it's fucking, it's the same shit. What you can do within 3 hours of living in Southern California, whether you 5 minutes from the beach, 2 hours from Big Bear, hour from LA, 2 hours from San Diego, 3 hours from Vegas, 2 hours from Mexico. There's mountains, there's desert, there's fucking beach.
It's an easy way. It's an easy way to get away from monotony at any fucking point.
Yeah, you can be active, you can be healthy, we have everything. And it's fucking nice year round. So it's like when my wife is surprised that we still live in the same place where I was born, I'm like, oh yeah, that does seem weird. But if it wasn't here, I probably wouldn't have stayed. You know, if we lived somewhere else in some suburb of some other state, I'd be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Never lived in another city than Huntington Beach. And I know that you know Costa Mesa, and I love Costa Mesa, and it's super close, but I couldn't ever imagine not living here.
Yes.
Like, it's not something in my mind where I'm like,
so I moved
I'm gonna move out.
We moved to Westminster when I was in middle school at one point. But that's also like neighboring.
Neighboring.
I just petitioned to stay in the same school, and I literally just
that's what I did.
Commuted to it. I was just like, it's an extra 10 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. So
that's why I lived up by Marina on the border, like the Westminster Mall, and I still went to Marine View.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Jimmy. And all those guys.
All right, let's get into that, because that's where you met Jimmy, at Marine View.
Yes, probably. Yeah, 6th grade. But for some reason, I think I knew.
He went to Marine View for different reasons. He should have been at Mesa View. Then later, Jimmy met Brian at Mesa View.
Oh.
Yeah. So he went in and out of a couple of schools then. I met you, Jared, through Jimmy as well, and later Duddy. We met. So our connection really came from Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize just how close you guys were until the story of the night you guys all got tattoos.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. So we were drinking, obviously. That's what happened. When Jimmy got off tour and I was off tour, if that linked up, the girlfriend I had at the time was like, fuck. I would get the call and be like, oh, it's Jimmy, I'm gonna go out with Jimmy, and she'd be like, see you in 3 days. And be like, yeah,
that sounds
I'll
about
see you
right.
in 3 days.
Yeah.
You know? And,
you're not even lying anymore.
No, not at all. And one night we ended up, his girlfriend at the time was bartending at some dive bar, and it was closed. And he's like, do you want to get tattooed? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to get tattooed. It was
Johnny's, right?
No, I don't think it was Johnny's. It was up the street from Johnny's. So it was closed, and he is like, do you want to get tattooed? I'm like, yes. And I don't remember where the bottles and swords came from. This logo right here. It's 2 pirate swords with a rum bottle in the middle. And
you guys were really into like Jack Sparrow, as I remember.
Yeah, we were just into pirates in general. We had a lot in common with like the books we read, the movies we watched. Like Dune was this huge thing that me and him bonded over. Lord of the Rings, like just nerdy shit that we both liked. But pirate shit was like huge. And so I got DH, and he got like some old gang that that him and his friends had or something on the label. I can't remember what it was.
I thought it was a 91 he put on there. And it had something to do with the octane, because he was premium.
Oh, maybe. See, this is how fucked up I was. I don't remember what he got in the label of his, but I do remember the guy. He's like, let's get tattoos at a bar, closed down. It's like 4 in the fucking morning, 3 in the morning. And Leona was like, fine, stay here and drink. He's like, I got a guy. I'm like, oh, great. So his guy shows up on a motorcycle.
At 3 or 4 in the morning.
At 3 in the morning. I'm pretty sure the guy's name was Spider.
That's solid. That's solid.
And if it is Jason, and I'm just making Spider up, it's because it was a long time ago and I was fucking wasted. But the guy shows up on a fucking motorcycle, big dude, bald head, and he's like, I got this guy Spider. And the guy's name was fucking Spider. I was like, holy shit, this is like so cliche for this guy to be named Spider. And I got the little DH tattoo, and he got, and I can't remember what else that he got, but this is still to this day like my favorite tattoo. And then my brother and my dad didn't really know anything about it. They just liked the bottles and swords. So my brother and my dad have this. So now me, my brother, and my dad, and then Jimmy has it. So
that's really cool. That's a cool.
And yeah, but it was just it was like one of these days where it was like a 4-day bender, you know. And you were saying like, do you want to drink until we throw up? We had a competition one night. This is before 23andMe, and I didn't know what I was. My dad was like, Watson, I think it's Scottish. So I was like, I'm Scottish. Jimmy's like, I'm Irish. I'm like, I can drink more than you. He's like, no, you can't. I'm like, contest, couple $100 or something like that. We'd already been drinking all day. So we ended up drinking fucking scotch, tequila, vodka, everything he has at his house on the beach, right? The condo on the beach.
Moved down there?
Yes. Yeah. And I'm fucking smashed. I am so smashed. He goes outside. I figure it's to get air, something like that. I don't think about it. I'm like, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat him. We keep drinking. I finally, at the end, I don't remember. This is how bad it was. I don't know if he threw up or I threw up, but I think I finally threw up, right? At the end of the night. Like, it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. And like, we just kept going. And right when I think that he would be going down, like, there's no way we can keep fucking going. And I kept going. And I was like, this is going to happen. Finally threw up, finally fell asleep, woke up at like 2 o'clock the next day. He was gone. I have no idea where he was. I was like, man, I fucking gotta get out of here. I feel like shit. I go outside, I put my shoes on. He had thrown up in my shoes. He went outside, and he took the fucking money for winning too. Took the money. I remember, I think I did lose because I remember him taking the money. And I don't think he left the next day. Really, I lost twice. So he went outside and was like, I gotta throw up. You took your shoes off before you went into his house. My shoes were sitting there, and it wasn't everywhere. So he must have grabbed it, and perfectly just filled up my fucking shoes.
That's got Jimmy written.
Oh my God, I wasn't even mad. I was laughing so hard. I was just like,
you can't get mad about that.
No, I didn't like
get mad about that.
Pure. That's pure ingenious. He took the time. And he knew exactly what he was doing when
100%.
he did.
He probably saw my shoes and was like, that'd be funny if I threw up in those shoes. Oh, let's have a drinking contest. He probably baited me just to get for the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like that, they were Vans slip-ons.
That was 100%.
So I didn't have to pick them up and put them on. I just slipped my fucking little feet in there, and it was just fucking old, thick Jimmy throw up. I lost twice that night. Actually, or I don't know.
Or you just kind of won.
Morning.
Story right now.
And I was just dying. I was like, good one. You win. Like, I wasn't even, you can't be mad. I was just like, I left him there. I left the shoes there. Drove home. Washed my feet off.
That's so perfect.
That was my favorite drinking Jimmy story. I was like, this fucking guy.
All right, so I don't know exactly how to segue into the next step. Let's get a little bit more serious on this stuff. You guys got a new record coming out?
Yes.
It's all mastered. It's ready to go. You guys are going to releasing a single sometime very soon, yeah?
We are actually doing a little different this time, which I'm really excited about. Is normally we finish an album and then we kind of all discuss, between us and management and label, and we all decide on what's going to be the single. And then we try to go to radio and we do the whole single campaign and you do all that, but we're not this time. It's like times are changing. So we picked 4 songs and we're just going to release them streaming.
Oh, it's very cool.
And we're going to kind of let that go for a little bit, and whichever one people are gravitating towards most is the one we're going to take. Okay, this will be our first single, and then we'll go and do the whole campaign with it after that.
That's
kind
really
of let
cool.
people decide.
Yeah, no, that's a
you know,
very
so
smart way.
yeah.
There's a million different ways you could do records these days.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's, there was a plight for a little while about like, how are we going to make money? How are we going to do this? Not even make money. How are we going to make money enough to create this music? Because for a long time that was the issue, right?
Yeah.
And now it's finally the technology is there as a tool, more than a hindrance.
Completely, yeah.
100%. You're putting it more in the fans' hands now with streaming. Mm-hmm. Yes, there's things wrong with streaming. Yes, we'll figure it out. So I feel especially bad for songwriters because they're not able to go out and tour. right? So that's rough when you're getting paid 0.0004% of a penny.
Yeah, and they used to be.
That's fucking ridiculous, right?
In comparison to what they used to be. I mean,
But
it was
okay.
the bread and butter, you know.
You can sit around. That's the reality of it, right? And people are finding your music on those streaming sites that might not have found your music if it was still in the days of, hey, it's $12 for a CD. I can only buy one CD because I only have $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to buy a pack of smokes and a CD. So I'm only buying the shit I know. So you'd never find stuff. So there's pros and cons, whatever. And that's not what I'm talking about. But like you're saying, we weren't worried about singles. We just said we're just going to write a fucking great album. We don't give a shit. We never really tried to write songs for radio or things like that, but you could just feel like, ooh, that song could work, or, you know.
You're analyzing it.
Yeah, and you're like, that song, more people like
for
that.
For us, it's once we're in the studio and finalizing things, that's when we start to look at each other and go,
it's kind
this
of
one
rising.
feels
This
like
one's
this
standing
one.
out.
Yeah, this
It'll
one,
kind
yeah.
of come and right, so
Yeah.
we didn't fucking care. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
You can put the whole thing out if you want. We could put the whole album out, which was an idea we had. Just drop it.
Drop the whole thing.
But it's cool to stagger them, put them out, and then it'll be fun for the fans to hear, and then be like, okay, this is what this album's going to be like. But you're putting it in the fans' hands so much to where a kid in his room writes a song. He's got a Pro Tools rig. He's got a mic. He's got an acoustic guitar. He puts some beats to it. Whatever the fuck. He puts it on streaming. He puts it on SoundCloud. Whatever. It starts cracking on SoundCloud. Then somebody gets it and it's good enough. They put it on Spotify or fucking Apple or whatever. That starts cracking. Next thing you know, it's massive, and he's on the radio.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
That's all grassroots. That's all from streaming. That's all in
And
the
that's what's
fans'
happening
hand,
right now.
which is fucking cool.
That is.
It's not
Times are changing.
programmers. You know, it's no longer programmers. Programmers can't control everything now that they're streaming. Not saying that it's bad or good or whatever, but it's just not in other people's hands. It's not in this group of people's
a great
hands
point.
behind the scenes that are picking these things. I'm like,
Well, and it's
how do
only
you know?
going
There's
away.
a lot of politics.
It's a ton of fucking
Yeah.
politics, ton of money, a
Yeah.
fucking ton of boys' room club shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Now it's just like, dude, this fucking song's streaming. They're crushing it.
Yeah,
kids love this
literally-
shit. People
kids
love
love
this
it.
shit.
That's it. We're not even.
Radio's
got to
follow it now.
Yeah.
Well,
totally.
kids, I feel like kids aren't listening to the radio.
Nobody.
No.
Kids don't
So,
listen
you don't
to
even
the
say
radio.
kids. You say music
Yeah,
listeners.
music.
You know,
I mean,
it's like,
every-
Yeah, it's like
don't remember
and
last
and kids aren't going to grow up and just because they're older now start listening to the radio. They're not. Like it's going to streaming. Like it's
Well, there's
just,
there's so
and
many
they're going
different
to
avenues
YouTube
now.
and they're just
Every car you get into, like almost, it gets easier and easier to hook your phone up through Bluetooth and just play what you already have on your phone. It's amazing. You forget sometimes that before it was a phone, it was an iPod and it only played music, and then they added the phone feature to it. Like it's like, and then once that happened, they melded that
Then
together.
it was just all
it was
over.
game over.
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah, but that's just a different way of us doing it, and we're stoked.
Yeah.
Because I think that's more of our vibe anyway, is just grassroots, let the fans decide, We're not that band.
That actually like brings the question that I wanted to ask about too. Like, I've seen your guys' career and everything like that, and when you guys did "Lay Me Down," I feel like with Rome and everything, that was when, for a lot of people, the first time they heard the Dirty Heads, obviously.
Yeah.
And it kind of catapulted you into like a mainstream,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And I remember at least here in Southern California, I would even text you when we were out like doing stuff, and I was like, dude, I just heard "Lay Me Down," and I'm in like fucking Seattle or some shit like that, And as time went on, it was just like it just became this massive summer hit. Like,
Yes.
and it continued past the summer, but like it was perfect timing that thing was ready to go for the summer. I don't know if you guys planned it that way. or
No, man,
whatever.
that was fluke.
That was just awesome timing. Great song, great vibe, everything. It was the stuff, had the vibe that you guys were already setting out. It's just, you're taking it to the next level on that record, I feel like.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask about is, was there a conscious effort to still maintain that grassroots upbringing underneath it, rather than just riding the wave of this commercial success?
100% we were conscious of that. And what's funny is that we would use you guys as an example. Because it's weird to grow up with somebody, say Jimmy, you played baseball with Matt, like just knowing you guys, we've known you guys for a long fucking time, and to watch your friends start rising and start rising and start rising, and then we're kind of behind, we're doing the same thing, we're both in bands, they're completely different, but it's crazy to just come out of the same city and be friends, right? You're just like, oh, this is nuts.
It's already mind-blowing that us five and Avenged Sevenfold got together and created a successful thing. Then not only, like, I don't know, a lot of people wouldn't know that, but then not only were you from Huntington as well, we're also friends, and like you guys are a successful
It wasn't like
band.
we became friends later. It was
No.
like from back in the day. So it was really fucking weird. Hi, Frankie!
How close that one you can hear? Yeah.
My dude.
All right, Frankie. You're going to have to calm it down, buddy.
He's like, whatever.
So that's real shit right
That's
there.
real
We are
shit.
filming in my house, and my son just came home.
But a long time ago, Matt, we were sitting there, we were at Tsunamis, and I was talking to Matt, we were having dinner. And I was like, what is, like, you know, we're still in a van, we're still trying to build our fan base, like, what can you tell me? And he was just like, fan base. That is what the fuck, you know, you build your fan base. Build the pyramid, is I remember what Matt said, is if you have a solid base on your pyramid, you can build the pyramid bigger, as long as you have that solid base, and by doing that, it's touring. And our manager had said that from the beginning, and our friends, and you know, you guys, other bands, it was just like, everybody was like, dude, you have to get in front, you have to connect with your fans, you can't just be this, especially with our style of music, like, you know, we don't need mystery or things like that. Like, it was just being there at the shows, being behind the merch table, playing this music. We toured off of the first album for like 4 years, before it was even released. You know, so it really was touring, and it was a conscious effort with the type of people we were, the type of music we were putting out, and who we just wanted to be in game. You know, when we're older, it's all based off of touring and grassroots.
You put it forward.
We're not fucking pop guys. We're not these handsome fucking dudes out there dancing fucking.
Oh, don't sell yourself
You know,
short.
these personalities and shit like that. We just want to play music.
Yeah,
You know
totally.
what I'm saying? We just want to play music, and we want to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
We want to Jimmy Buffett this shit, but, you know, without the fucking parrots and the cheesy fucking.
I mean,
You know, it's
I'll
a
take a
fantastic
parrot.
career. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a great career, right? It's a fantastic career.
it is fun to see those Buffett restaurants. Like,
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah,
The cheeseburgers.
Margaritaville, like all
Oh, the
over
Margaritaville, yeah.
They're right there with the Hard Rock Cafe.
Any band, any guy that's still 50 or 60 or whatever, I don't know if we'll be doing it then. Maybe we'll say, peace, we did it and it was great and whatever. But like, it's just to see the longevity. I think longevity was always key to us. So the lay me down and things like that happened, it was always like, cool, blinders.
And then you just put it down. Yeah,
Cool,
that's cool.
blinders.
That's cool, because I mean, like,
Because
like I
that means
said,
shit,
that was
really.
a fucking monstrous single. Like,
Dude, we broke
really-
records.
Yeah.
Like, not tooting our own horn, but we didn't know. It broke records for like an independent fucking
like
band.
12 weeks
It was
or
12 weeks, #1, beating Black Keys, beating 30 Seconds to Mars, beating these bands that had
Shit,
way
I didn't
more
even
fans.
realize all that.
It was nuts. So we were like, cool. But at the same time, we were like, that don't mean shit. Blinders.
Yeah.
Because
You
it
don't wanna
doesn't
get
mean shit.
caught up in.
Well, it's scary too.
What's that
'cause,
mean in
like,
10 years?
You don't want to be the band that's like, oh, cool, we had this one. Our first single that ever went out really was this monster fucking #1 hit, and by far probably our biggest song we've ever put out. And then you're just like, well, shit, I don't want to be just this one hit wonder, you know?
Yeah,
So you
everyone's-
got to make sure.
Everyone's aware of that these days. You
Yeah,
know? Like
yeah.
It's funny. Like, I look back, not to get on a tangent, but I look back, I'm like, how did these bands happen? Because they obviously had like good songwriters. If you can make a fucking hit, you're a good songwriter. Like so these bands had these songwriters, and somehow along the way, someone told them it was, you know, let's follow this train, and they were like, cool, let's follow this train, and it was like, that was a terrible idea. So I just don't know. Like, have you guys ever come across anyone like that, like over the years of touring and stuff
and
like
I think though also, you know,
Not to throw anyone under the bus.
No, I
you
know,
don't
I
have to
feel
do
you,
anything
but, like-
that.
But I mean, I think that, you know, without even having to mention anyone, I think that, you know, a lot of that goes too with, like Jared was saying, it's like we had this big success, and it wasn't like we were like, yeah, we're the shit, you know. Now it was just like, no, like, cool, but we're not where we want to be, so we got to still keep working hard. So you can either have that mentality, or you can have, I just had this big hit, I'm gonna have 10 more in the future, whatever, I'm cool, I got this ego, and then everyone around you starts to feel that vibe. And then
And it doesn't feel legit. It doesn't feel legit.
Doesn't feel legit, yeah. Because it's like you're not this big star. You had one big hit, and now you're acting like this big star, and you're gonna scare everyone away from you just by spreading that bad vibe out, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And you don't know what's gonna be a hit. Or that was a demo. That was a demo that accidentally got played for K-Rock. We had 3 songs from the album. That song wasn't on the album, and it was a demo. And when they dragged it over from the desktop to put it on the CD burner, they
CD for all you
They
kids
dragged
out
fucking
there.
4 songs instead of 3 songs. That was a demo, and K-Rock heard that and was like, "This is great. I'm putting this on the radio right now." And our manager was like, "Sure." And then they put it on the radio, and he was like, yo, dudes, we got to mix and master that thing. And we were like, what thing? He's like, lay me down. We were like, what? That was a demo. And he's like,
I was gonna ask too, like.
so it's like hard work, luck, being prepared.
What's the old adage? Luck is the residue of being prepared, or something
Yes.
like that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of that in music. Well, I think that adage gets used often in sports, but it
Yeah.
totally works in music
totally.
too.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get lucky, you know, if you keep going. You're eventually going to, your chances of getting lucky are gonna be higher if you're just constantly working. But it's, for us, like we were saying, I don't think it's about, I don't know, even for you guys, it's not about that anymore. It's just about putting out good music now. That's why it's about longevity and just constantly putting out great music.
For
and
us, I feel like it
evolving.
always has been.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it's just, and I think you guys are like-minded. It's just, you want to put out the best product you can, and you want to have fun with it along the way. You know, we work hard and we fucking play hard. You know,
Yep.
it's a fucking cliche, but it's the fucking reality.
No, and I got a lot of respect for you guys too, and it is inspiring, especially for a band like us, that every album is different for you guys. Whether other people think so or not, I can hear it.
Yeah.
And when I talk to you guys, I can tell, okay, because you get fucking bored. We're the same way. Every album is different, and every time we try and think of what this album's gonna be, that's not what the album is.
By the end of it, it's not
We
what
go
it's
and
gonna be.
we're gonna do an acoustic album. We come out totally fucking different. We got some fucking reggae, sci-fi, western fucking soundtrack shit coming on, like, and we're just like, whoa, thought we were gonna do this BG acoustic album. It never works that
And
way.
that's the new record.
Yeah, and I fucking love it.
Well,
man.
every album too. It's like not like you're recording an album every day. You can record an album every year too. So it's
It's
like
the
you're a
best.
different person. You're in a different stage in your life. You're listening to different things.
You
so
can't
when you go to
force it.
write
You
No,
don't
you
wanna
can't
force
force it.
anything.
Yeah,
But I respect that about you guys too. That's my favorite thing. Recording an album, a new project is everything to me in this job. Touring's great, shows great, all that shit's cool. Making music, that's here for me.
It's switching
It's
as I
the
get
best.
older. I think when I was younger, I was more like, oh, fucking tour is the best. Like, this is so fun. And then the studio was cool, but it was almost more like a little more stressful, more work, a little more pressure, because you wanted to just make it you wanted to make sure it was so good. And then you get to go out on the tour and you get to play these amazing songs now that you're stoked on that you made. So the tour for me was that, but now as I get older, it's more about like making this amazing art.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to share it. You know, I can't wait to put it out. And, you know, we're older and we have families and kids now, so touring's a little more like shit. I still love it. I still love it. And I love the show, but obviously, you know, you're like, damn, I have to go leave my family for months.
Yeah,
you know?
and
So,
those days when you exit the fucking front door.
yeah.
Like even after it gets, I mean, your kids are older than mine,
Yeah.
so I imagine, you know, it only gets easier with time in a way. But I
It
don't think it
does.
ever. I don't imagine it ever feels great to leave the door knowing you're going to be gone.
No, and no matter how many
Honestly,
times.
I think it's getting, my kids get older and as I get older, it's getting easier for them and harder for me.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that's kind of, that's yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
And I don't mean that in,
Silver spoon,
yeah.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a terrible way, like I leave
I
and I'm
feel
just
it.
like, fuck, I hate it. But, you know, it's like, you're like, damn,
You can,
I want to be home with my family.
yeah, and you
know?
can say as many times as you want to say, we signed up for this. This is
signed up
what
for
we
it.
have. You know,
And I
it's
love
like,
it, and I do love it.
Why are we surprised? Why are you saying it doesn't matter? It doesn't
No.
matter.
It totally doesn't.
But I love it. It makes you miss things, man.
Speaking of touring, though, do you guys have some tour dates coming up? Do you
Yeah.
have what you guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
doing for the next
Spring
while?
tour in a week, going out for like 4 weeks, smaller spring tour, and then we're doing a big summer shed tour with 311, co-headlining tour with 311, which is
that's-
crazy.
that's
It's rad.
fucking rad.
The first national tour we ever did, we opened up in a van. You know, we opened up the whole show was with 311. That was the first time we did like a nation.
And now you're co-headlining.
And now we're with them co-headlining. I mean, they're headlining, you know, substantially more shows.
I think
but
it's like
fucking awesome.
we're doing about a third.
But it's cool. It's
We close
fucking
about
awesome,
a third,
you know?
and they close, and they should close more than
Yeah,
us,
they've
you know?
got
I mean,
they're
been
the
around
legacy
for so
band at
long.
this
Oh,
point.
it's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
What they've done is an awesome
Oh, yeah.
model to follow. Also,
Yeah, they've got a great fan base. They've
exactly.
They've taken a lot of rides up and down. I mean,
Longevity,
I
man.
remember when I was in middle school, I heard Down for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is
Obsessed.
awesome.
Yep.
This is awesome.
Obsessed.
Whereabouts is this tour going? These next few tours going?
It's just pretty much in the States. The spring one's a little more of like a B market run. And we're going with the band, the Hip Abduction. It's a cool kind of like jam
Jam
band.
band, yeah.
And,
Okay.
And we kind of want to touch into that market a little more, so we thought they'd be cool to bring with us and you know, kind of hopefully, you know, grab a couple of their fans. Cool band. Never toured with them, so looking forward to meeting them. But and then this summer, just all the A markets in the States. You know,
Gotcha.
You know, I'm sure the same. A lot of ones that you guys have done.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like for those of you who don't know what A and B markets are, don't
Yeah, I know, I guess.
don't make it sound or don't feel bad about it if you're in a B market. It's not that. It's just literally there's a bigger population Like we're literally,
Yeah,
we're going into places that we still enjoy going to.
If you live in a B market, you know you live in a B market, and you're like, "Fuck this town." No, it's just that there's
just
Denver. And
Yeah.
there's
Are you playing a big city
Colorado
or are you
Springs.
playing somewhere rural? Yeah.
Do you have a small amount of people? So what we like for the B markets is that we get to go to these markets and play shows for kids that might not be able to make it to the more.
It's really-
the
it's
ticket
really
price
about-
is lower. It is more about. It's like we might
More
not
about
even-
us getting to you.
Yes,
100%.
100%.
That is
So you
that
don't
is
have to
perfect.
drive the 3 hours to the big show that costs a lot of money. Like, you can come and it's in your hometown and the ticket price is going to be half the price.
It's
you
just
know?
cool to fucking play some of these smaller venues and like
It's
get
fun.
fucking sweaty. It's
That's
dude, it's so
some of
fun. Yeah.
my favorite shows
Totally.
in those places.
Totally.
But I think that's a
100%.
perfect way. Is we're trying to get to you, rather than you coming to get to us.
Yeah, totally,
It
totally.
makes so much sense,
Yeah.
and that's really what it is. That's
Well,
what-
because everybody, all the bands that come through, as far as like big bands, they go through and they play the main cities and the big venues, and it's like a lot of them don't go through the smaller cities. So these people that live there, they constantly having to travel. They're constantly having. So it's cool. Like we love going to these places, and like you said, it's more of an intimate show. It's different. I'm not saying it's better. Like the big arenas are great too, but it's just different. It's nice to have both sides of it.
Yeah, totally. And if you can make it to both shows, we love that too.
And a lot of people do. And a lot of people do. Which is great.
You guys have a strong following, I'm sure. Though you'll see a lot of familiar faces, especially in certain regions of the country. There you'll be around and get to see them. You get to say hi while you're on stage and probably say hi to them afterward, give them some autographs and stuff. I imagine.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's nuts to even see like kids that were 10 and now they're 20.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's
And you're
weird.
like, what the fuck? I just watched you grow up, and I grew up at your shows. And you're like, shit. I remember the first meet and greet you came to. Yeah. And you came with your dad, and you were 11.
Yeah.
Now you're fucking 21. You're with your
Yeah, now
girlfriend
you're
or
with your
whatever. Like
buddies
there's
and your
fans
hammer,
that like that.
I always feel like Paul Rudd in Forgetting Sarah Marshall when he's like, if I had to put a number on it, I'm like 43. Fuck. Jared, we were hanging out about 2 weeks ago, and I just learned that you were like a diehard Diet Coke fan. And then you tried a Coke Zero Cherry for the first
My
time.
God. But I only have them every once in a while. It's my treat.
It's your treat.
I like one Diet Coke a month, I mean.
One
When I
Diet
have
Coke
it,
a month.
Special occasions. Brian's house with the kids. Pool party. Boom. Diet
You're getting
fucking
crazy.
Coke.
You're getting crazy with the Diet
Your
Coke.
third fucking marriage. Diet Coke.
Why are you assuming I'm already gonna have
I was just trying to go like, what's the worst thing I can get him with right now? You hear that, Lacey?
Yeah, she's stoked down there. So I wanted to take a minute and set something up for you, and I want to know just how much of a diehard Diet Coke fan you are. I want you to be able to tell me out of a few different cups which one Diet Coke is. And here's the deal. If you tell me what the Diet Coke is, Duddy has to take a shot or a pound of beer.
The hat.
Okay, cool. The hat. He has to do it.
What did I do?
The hat.
What did I do?
The hat, man.
No,
Hey, bro.
Wait,
I'll take a little sip of that.
and for everyone that you get right, like if you can identify the other ones that aren't Diet Coke, a shot or a chug.
The hat.
I will agree to this if it's not out of the fucking hat. It can't be out of the hat. That shit was disgusting.
All right, Jared, are you ready for this? I want you to go through the line however you want. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can still count. You've still got 6 sodas to choose from. If you can name me which one is straight Diet Coke that he has to take from the hat. The hat.
Turn it, the bubble.
I'm pretty sure I said
And for
fuck
everyone
that.
after that, you can decide whether he has to chug a beer or take another shot. And then we're gonna go down the line. You're gonna tell me which one's what.
I can't believe you drink it.
This is ginger beer in it.
It has ginger beer in it?
This is ginger beer.
It is, but you're not close enough to have Duddy take a shot. It's diet ginger beer.
Fuck! I knew it! I knew it!
All right, now let's go down to the one next to it.
Fuck that hat.
Okay.
What's your final answer on it?
I don't know. I don't know.
You gotta give a guess, bro. You got Duddy taking a shot from the hat on the line.
Oh, hat shot. This is a cola that I don't know. This is not the straight Coke. This is Pepsi.
Is that your final answer?
Pepsi.
Oh, he's taking a shot, everybody!
Yeah! That! This is Coke.
He's got two shots.
Fuck yeah. This is Diet Coke.
Final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect, sir.
Fuck.
That is Pepsi Max.
Gross! What the fuck is that? The fuck is Pepsi Max? It tasted the weirdest.
You fucking love Pepsi.
I hate Pepsi, dude. I'm not a Pepsi guy. Fucking hate Pepsi.
Diet Coke.
So this is Diet Coke?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is Diet Coke.
Yeah,
That
this
is
Coke
now.
Zero.
And that is Coke Zero.
Hey!
5 out of 6.
That's from the hat.
No.
Yeah, bro.
That was
boom, boom,
on
boom, boom.
second
No, I'm
guess.
sorry. It's 4 out of 6. This is technically
Diet ginger beer, my bad.
We got to
So I technically
You have 4 shots.
3 out of 6. Because he said that was Diet Coke. That ain't fucking Diet Coke.
No, that's the
And
one
he
that
said,
he missed.
That's Diet Coke.
He said that's Diet
Boom.
Coke. He said that
Okay.
one's Diet Zero.
Boom.
He said the other one's Coca-Cola and the other
okay,
one's Pepsi.
okay,
That's 4 out of 6.
okay. I didn't know he was allowed to guess Diet Coke 2 fucking times.
How many beers and how many shots? You decide. You got 4.
Oh, my boy's got to go to a T-ball game.
No, it's not T-ball. It's the first year that the kids are pitching to the kids. Even better.
Hey, yeah, even better. Even more things get mad
Oh,
at.
dude.
Even more things get excited about. How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay, great. Then all shots. How about at least one beer?
Okay. One beer so I can kind of crush
You
it.
can take it.
Crush
you
it.
can take him as you want to.
You know what? This is, feel this. I just opened it.
Legitimate.
That's a full
That's
ass
a great beer.
I'll
That's a
use this
full-ass
beer
beer.
while I do 3 shots.
Yeah, man.
Judge rules valid. Duddy, he named 4. You got him spot on. You're gonna have to do it. You got 3 shots of tequila from the hat, and you gotta chug one of your dirty heads.
I didn't realize Jared was such a fucking cola connoisseur.
Yeah, cola connoisseur. That's what they call me in the streets. Fucking psst.
Cola connoisseur.
I love
Cola connoisseur.
Vanessa.
Can I get at least a little fucking like,
Yeah, absolutely. Did you even want like training wheels with that, or?
There's some right there.
what?
Oh no, it's not cool. Yeah.
No, I mean like some pounding.
All
like,
right, let's do it. All
Well,
at once,
you're the one
baby.
that's gonna pound,
All at
bro.
once, Duddy. Nail it down.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's got it. No. Let's go.
Hey, finish the beer. Finish the beer.
The beer. Don't make your beer look bad, bro. You gotta be able to chug
That's
it.
the delicious
Make it look
part.
Good. Make it look
it's so good.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. All right, I'm out of here.
Bye. Bye.
All right, so that was another episode of Drinks with Johnny with our special guests, Jared and Duddy from the Dirty Heads. Awesome. We're looking forward to hearing some of their new shit. Again, thanks again for doing the show, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Super happy. that I
Awesome,
did that.
awesome,
You're
guys.
the best.
Super happy. about
And
everything.
we'll talk to you next time. Cheers.